Meghan Markle is rebranding herself yet again. So you might be asking, what does she want to be this time? But before we get into her new identity, let's review. What has she already tried? Actress, model, author, podcaster, film producer, Netflix star, lifestyle icon, for that matter, daughter, sister. Is she still doing any of these things? Well, not really. So what's next? A scientist? A race car driver? Maybe a ballerina? Personally, I'm holding out for astronaut, but that's just me. Well, the latest scoop is that Meghan has decided to become a fashion and beauty icon. And to hear her tell it, it's because that's what we all expect her to do, since she is so very fashionable and beautiful. But no, Meghan, trust me, that's not at all what we expect from you. So, in trying to lay the groundwork for this rebrand, she tries to convince everybody that her downgraded Netflix deal was actually a sign of strength. We all know this part, it's an old story now. Meghan and Harry went from a $100 million deal to having Netflix say, you know what, just give us a call if you ever come up with anything that actually might be worth developing. Meghan used her magical powers of denial to describe this as flexibility and partnership strength. You gotta be kidding me. Meghan stood on that stage at Fortune's Most Powerful Women Summit, which I still think she wandered into accidentally, and said this new deal gives her and Harry the ability to shop content elsewhere if it's not right for Netflix. So someone needs to break it to her. We all have the ability to shop content elsewhere if it's not right for Netflix. Obviously, this is just damage control. So let's talk about what Meghan's really up to. Because the Netflix situation, that's just the tip of the iceberg. According to a website called Soy Carmen, Meghan has what they're calling a Hollywood master plan. Tell me that doesn't give you the heebie-jeebies. And apparently, she just might have landed some kind of strategic job offer that could be her secret weapon. I don't like any of these terms in the same sentence with Meghan Markle. Now, the details are deliciously vague, but sources suggest that this could involve creating and producing content, possibly romantic comedies, which Meghan has apparently expressed interest in reviving. Personally, I think she just expressed interest in watching romantic comedies, but we'll let this one go. And here's the thing. She's not trying to get back in front of the camera. Oh no. She's going for behind-the-scenes control. And we all know Meghan could definitely put control freak on her resume. But let's get to the real scoop, shall we? Because while Meghan's out here talking about work-life balance and chaperoning field trips, right? According to multiple sources, including the Daily Mail and the Times of India, she's been dropping not-so-subtle hints about launching her own beauty line. And I'm talking about Instagram videos where she's applying lipstick with the brand names mysteriously obscured. Unbranded makeup products just casually strewn across her dressing table. If that's not a soft launch, I don't know what is. Yet another product that she'll slap a white label on. Now, according to OK Magazine and The Mirror, Meghan is taking a page straight out of Victoria Beckham's playbook. She's wanted to be Victoria Beckham for a decade. And can we just acknowledge the delicious irony here? Because Victoria and Meghan's relationship has been, shall we say, complicated over the years. But apparently that all gets set aside when there's money to be made. A PR expert named Dermot McNamara told OK Magazine that Meghan is channeling the blueprint of women like Victoria Beckham and the Kardashians, who turn their personal images into global empires. Meghan's trying to reposition herself as, brace yourself, relatable, hands-on, and creative, doing her own makeup online and posting about her signature glow. Yeah, we all heard about the signature glow, didn't we? And speaking of the Kardashians, according to the Daily Mail, last week, Meghan was photographed with Emma Grede the British entrepreneur behind Kim Kardashian's multi-million-dollar SKIMS range. They were at this high-profile all-female dinner summit in Los Angeles. I'm sure you heard about it. But here's where this story takes a turn that's almost too perfect. According to Star magazine, after Meghan's Paris Fashion Week debut at the Balenciaga show, she's apparently just dying to sit down with Anna Wintour and cook up some business together. A source told Star that Meghan is convinced that with her own drive and vision coupled with Anna's experience and connections, they could totally clean up. And can we talk about the fact that according to the Daily Mail, Meghan actually had to ask Balenciaga's designer if she could attend Fashion Week rather than receiving an invitation? I like how that was kept under wraps until after the fact. Yet somehow, insiders are saying her Paris adventure has been well received in the fashion world. The audacity! Now, the news Pakistan is reporting that Meghan is taking inspiration from both Kim Kardashian and Victoria Beckham, and that she's embarking on this beauty empire journey essentially alone. An insider reportedly said she'd love Prince Harry's support, but she's prepared to go it alone. Based on what we're seeing, that seems to be exactly what's happening. According to Yahoo Entertainment, quoting Star magazine, Prince Harry is literally begging Meghan to slow down. An insider says Meghan's obsessed with becoming this huge mogul. Harry's apparently worried she's burning out and losing sight of what makes her happy. Well, that would be money, so maybe she's right on point. He just wants to relax and enjoy the life they've built, but Meghan won't hear of it. She's convinced she's finally being taken seriously in the business world and wants to keep the momentum going. And here's the thing that's interesting about this dynamic. According to Soap Opera Spy, Meghan has essentially become the breadwinner of the Sussex household. That's not exactly a news flash. I think we all suspected that for some time now. Meghan's not the only one that hasn't succeeded. Harry's ideas haven't worked out either. So let's talk about what this beauty line could mean for them financially. Because according to the Daily Mail, the numbers are staggering. If just 2% of Meghan's 4.3 million Instagram followers each bought a $50 product, she'd make $4.3 million in revenue. And we're talking about an industry where the profit margins are absolutely insane because the actual product is cheap to produce, but the packaging and the branding, they get premium prices. Multiple sources told the Daily Mail that Meghan could make a lot more money in cosmetics than flower sprinkles. And the timing is impeccable. Selena Gomez, who appeared at the same Fortune Summit as Meghan, is now a billionaire, largely due to her rare beauty makeup business. Hailey Bieber's Rhode skincare line was acquired by e.l.f. Cosmetics for $1 billion. Billion. Victoria Beckham has built a beauty empire. The blueprint is right there, and according to Times of India, Meghan's As Ever brand already has trademark applications filed for cosmetics within the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Meghan revealed on her podcast, you remember she had a podcast? Confessions of a Female Founder. She revealed that she's planning product launches for the first quarter of 2026. But not everyone is convinced this master plan will work. Royal expert Kinsey Schofield, one of my favorites, told the Daily Mail that Meghan's brand is inconsistent and erratic. Her countless business ventures don't come across as ambitious. They feel like the efforts of someone who can't commit to a single project. If Meghan doesn't develop brand cohesion soon, audiences will grow numb to yet another launch or rebrand. And Schofield makes a brutal point. Meghan doesn't have the Gen Z audience that Kylie Jenner commands, or the beauty credibility Kim Kardashian built before launching her own line. A PR guru named Mark Burkowski told the Daily Mail that Meghan's photo op blitz in New York looks desperate and lacks substance. He said she's trying to re-enter the global stage without waiting for an invitation. That doesn't sound like her. And here's something else that caught my attention. According to the list, Meghan actually had a totally different plan for herself before acting. When she was at Northwestern University, if she ever was, she claimed she double majored in theater and international relations because she wanted a career in politics. She also claimed she did an internship at the U.S. Embassy in Argentina and took the Foreign Service Officer test to become a diplomat. though according to the Daily Mail, she failed that exam, most likely because she never took it. But when Meghan had her little cry fest with Jamie Kern-Lima, she was asked if she'd ever run for political office, and she said absolutely not. Never. She's not interested in that anymore, right? So what changed? Well, according to Cheat Sheet, Meghan is reportedly looking for help from Blake Lively to reinvent her career. Yes, Blake Lively, who's currently getting a ton of bad press herself. According to royal commentator Kinsey Schofield on Sky News Australia, Meghan and Harry have become so friendly with Blake and Ryan Reynolds that is, that they've stayed at the actor's residence when visiting New York because the Sussexes like the extra security. And the theory is that Blake has good contacts in the fashion world, which is exactly where Meghan is trying to break in right now. And here's a delicious little subplot. According to Cheat Sheet, both Meghan and Blake reportedly have bad blood with Taylor Swift. Blake and Taylor were besties for years until the It Ends With Us legal drama, and they've had no contact since last winter, according to page 6. As for Meghan, she wrote Taylor a personalized note asking her to appear on her podcast, and Taylor's people declined. Well, she probably wrote it in that god-awful scrawl that she tries to say is calligraphy. That'd scare anybody off. There have also been claims that Meghan thought Taylor was intentionally trying to steal her spotlight by announcing her engagement to Travis Kelce the same day With Love Meghan Season 2 was released. That is one of my favorite delusions of Meghan's. Imagine you're engaged to Travis Kelce and you're going to announce it to the world. Is Meghan Markle anywhere in your mind? Plus, Taylor is close with Prince William and his children, which has to sting. So where does all this leave us? According to Fortune, Meghan is running as ever with a lean team of fewer than 10 people, fewer by the day. And I know you remember how poorly mismanaged that whole fiasco was, even with a full crew. And while she talks about wanting work-life balance and packing her kids' lunches, I'd have to see that to believe it. Harry paints a completely different picture about what goes on behind the scenes. So here's what I think is really happening, and you can call me cynical if you want, because I am. I think Meghan's just moving on to the next thing on her list, which happens to be beauty and fashion. And a lot of success in that industry is just smoke and mirrors. If she can get enough followers and generate enough buzz, she might make it. Meghan is systematically trying to build relationships with power players, from Anna Wintour to Emma Grede. She's doing this mysterious little soft launch of her products on Instagram with strategically obscured branding, and she's trying to recreate her image to someone who's a self-made entrepreneur rather than a royal reject. And you know what? It might actually work. Because love her or hate her, and people definitely fall onto both sides, Meghan understands something fundamental about modern celebrity. You need multiple revenue streams, you need to control your own narrative, we've heard that a million times, and you need to move fast before people lose interest. The jam and the wine, they were never going to cut it. So her new plan is beauty, where the margins are astronomical and celebrity founders can become billionaires practically overnight. But there's also a very real possibility that this could all come crashing down. Because as multiple experts have pointed out, Meghan's brand lacks cohesion. It's scattered. She's all over the place. She's launching product after product, pivoting from acting to podcasting to Netflix shows to lifestyle goods, and now potentially makeup, and none of it feels connected. Quite honestly, she comes across as desperate. So what we're watching in real time is either the birth of a billion-dollar empire or a master class in how not to build a brand. I genuinely don't know which way this is going to go. But what I do know is that Meghan Markle is not backing down. She has that narcissistic ability to be in complete denial and not see any of the things that would make a normal person hesitate. According to OK Magazine, she'll stop at nothing, and she has enough confidence, warranted or not, to believe that she can do it. Will she join the Billionaires Club alongside Selena Gomez, Kylie Jenner, and Hailey Bieber? Or will this be remembered as just the next thing on her list that didn't work out? Only time will tell. One thing I do know, it's not going to be boring. This is just the beginning of Meghan 3.0, and it's going to be one hell of a show. Whatever happens next, you know where to come to hear about it. Thanks for visiting the Royal Grapevine. I'd love it if you'd like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the comments.